only have one question. Where in the hell is Batman?
What are you waiting for? Christmas?
Well, we haven't seen a trailer for Superman yet, but we do know that Creature Commandos is almost finished and set to debut December 5th. Matt Reeves' The Batman 2 is supposed to start filming sometime next year. I'm assuming that they'll announce exactly when, after the grand finale of the Penguin series. Peacemaker will continue, unfortunately, sometime next year, and Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is due to arrive in theaters in 2026. And we've yet to receive start dates for the Lantern series or Batman Brave and the Bold, but James Gunn has told us recently that the film Dynamic Duo, featuring both Dick Grayson and Jason Todd, otherwise known as Past Robins, an animated puppet movie, is set to be released in 2028. Wow, I mean, that's 3 years from now. We have no info on Batman Brave and the Bold, but we have it on a puppet movie about 2 Robins. I find that kind of odd. The single most popular character in the DC world is Batman, and he has no sign of even showing his face within the DCU yet. At least so it seems. I say this because he obviously is running around Gunn's DCU somewhere, what with all the Bat references all over the place. Both Clayface and Doc Phosphorus are in Creature Commandos. Bane and Deathstroke are going to make a buddy movie. And then there's the aforementioned Robins movie. So where in the hell is Bruce freaking Wayne? Kind of funny now that I think about it. There's no sign of him in the new DCU yet. No sign of him in the Elseworlds, the Penguin series. Even with all the chaos going on in Gotham these days. But anyways, so I ask you once again, where is Batman? Is he going to pop up in Superman? Well, that could be. Chris Pratt, who I come to believe will eventually play him, was on the set of the movie not too long ago. Will he be in Supergirl, perhaps? I don't know. I don't know much about that comic that the film is based on, but I guess anything is possible. I doubt very highly that they would debut Batman in any series, such as the Lanterns one. It just doesn't fit. I mean, he's Batman, for Pete's sake. And there's simply no way that James Gunn will wait until after Dynamic Duo, or at least I would hope not. Anyway, so I'm kind of thinking that Gunn has a secret, or a plan, if you will, a secret plan. And that maybe, just maybe, Batman will show his cowed mug somewhere towards the end of Superman. Kind of a walk-on introduction at the Hall of Justice, or old Snoops winds up in Gotham on a case after he finishes whatever the hell he's doing in the movie, or vice versa. Old Bats winds up in Metropolis. Batman is just far too important to the DC world to not have him front and center. Now, I'm sure WB is wanting and waiting for Matt Reeves to have Battinson mosey on over to the DCU, and I suppose that could happen, but I just don't see it. Not only because Reeves and Gunn are so drastically different in the way that they make movies, but I don't see Pattinson willingly going along with that change. He likes dark, indie-type movies and working with visionary directors like Reeves. Gunn doesn't fit in either category, and I don't see Gunn going dark. WB hated it when Snyder went in that direction, and at the end of the day, WB calls the shots, which leads me to my Chris Pratt being Batman theory. Now, yes, I could be wrong about that, but trust me, one way or another, Chris Pratt, Dave Bautista, and probably 3 or 4 more others from Gunn's MCU world, I refuse to count his brother, will wind up in his DCU, if it turns out to be successful, that is. And as far as I'm concerned anyways, if he wants it to be successful, then Batman needs to come swinging down into the DCU, and soon. Now, earlier I mentioned the Penguin series, and if you've been following it, as many have, then you know that there's only 1 episode left. So it stands to reason that it should be one hell of a doozy. It's the big final standoff between Sophia and Oz, where one of 2 things are more than likely going to happen. Oz comes out on top. Sophia is defeated either by her death or vanishes, possibly with Dr. Julian Rush, or she winds up locked up in Arkham. Once again, possibly with Dr. Julian Rush or Sophia. Or perhaps Sophia reigns supreme and Oz becomes her lackey like he was for her father, because we know for sure that he ain't going to wind up dead. I mean, he's the Penguin after all. One of the Batman's top 10 biggest baddies. Now, my guess is that Sophia winds up in Arkham once again, and Oz finally embraces the moniker of the Penguin, a name he once despised, and he finally assumes control of the criminal underworld, running his dope through the sewers and abandoned subways of Gotham, just like a good penguin should. Now, I guess Oz and Sophia could join forces, but what fun would that be? Now, of course, these are simply guesses, mind you, and that's what makes this fun. About the only thing that we can say for sure, more or less, is that Oz don't die. No way. Now, something else that's been eating at some folks is the fact that Batman is nowhere to be found. Gotham got blowed up and flooded. The Riddler got locked up and is hanging out with the Joker somewhere. So where is Batsy? I mean, crime is running rampant throughout the streets of Gotham. Hell, Sophia blew up half the tunnels in the city, for Christ's sake. Surely that would be one hell of a reason for Batman to show his face, I would think. Now, of course, the show is called The Penguin, not The Batman, but still, to some it just seems illogical. Now, I think it's possible that Bruce, being the moody, depressed kind of fellow that he is, might be somewhere carrying the guilt for what happened to Gotham because he didn't stop the Riddler soon enough. He's only in his second year of being Batman, after all, seeing how the film is based on the Long Halloween. Perhaps he's on some kind of quest on a mountain somewhere, coming to terms with who he truly is meant to be. Maybe learning how to be a ninja. With Ra's al Ghul, maybe? Alright, that last part is an attempt at humor, but you get what I'm saying here. It needs to be explained somehow, and I'm sure that it eventually will be. More than likely in the Batman 2. Now, me personally, I like the way they've done the show. Having Batman running around would only take away from the fact that the show is, in fact, about Oz. It stands on its own, and that's a good thing. It must be, because it hit 1.9 million views on the last episode alone. Whatever winds up taking place, we will see in a few days on November 10th, and maybe then we will get a clearer view of where the Batman 2 is finally headed. Well, that's it for this show, my friends. Are you anxious for Batman to finally make his way into the DCU? I know that I am. And if so, when do you think that he finally will? And how do you think the Penguin is going to end? Will Oz come out on top? Or Sophia? Will Batman ever show his face? Feel free to leave any comments that you might have down below. And if you like today's show, why don't you think about hitting that like button and subscribing so you don't miss the next one. As always, thanks for stopping by. God bless and socks out.